SansDiegoUnionTribune.com.
San Diego Union Tribune and Sign On WS Radio presents Business Networking Radio with your host, Jesse Lipscomb.
Hey, and welcome back to Business Networking Radio right here at WSRadio.com. I'm your host, Jesse Lipscomb. Got a great show today. Joined on the line with my good buddy from Mossy Nissan, Carl Kirker. Now, Carl, as I understand it, the Nissan Leaf has just hit the showrooms, and it's just changing the way the car business is going. What's going on?
That's absolutely correct. It's really the first car of its type. It's 100% electric. There's not even a tailpipe or any kind of emissions. There's no gas tank, nothing like that. You can get 100 miles per charge, which is ideally what almost every American drives, per day.
Yeah, in fact, 100 miles a day, that's I would imagine, almost double what most people do. I mean, I live out in the middle of nowhere, and it's 30 miles into town and 30 miles back. That's only 60 miles. So on a 100-mile charge, you can probably get pretty far. I mean, what I'm saying is you probably have more than you need in a given day.
That's exactly it, and that's actually why the Leaf will actually fit almost every person's lifestyle. And then, say if, extenuating circumstances, you have to drive, a little bit further to take someone to the airport or something like that. There's a quick availability, which gives you 80% of your charge within about 30 minutes. So,
wow.
Ideally, you really can't go wrong with the car. And because it is the first of its type, and it's really moving beyond a green planet, it's moving to a blue planet, you're actually getting a lot of tax incentives from your federal and state tax boards.
Carl, I'm going to go ahead and plead ignorant on this. Green planet versus blue planet, what are you talking about?
Well, a green planet ideally is, let's replant trees, let's recycle, everything like that. Well, what if we actually did everything we could to stop emitting any kind of pollutants into the ozone? For example, you have a car that has no emissions whatsoever. We're moving more and more towards, greener facilities providing electricity, i.e. the wing blades that we're seeing more and more every day, or solar panels that are going up on every house.
Well, yeah, I really think it's more a national security than anything else, being able to not be dependent on foreign oil. A purely electric car, it's good for the environment, but it's got to be good for the pocketbook as well. How do these cars price? I mean, are they $100,000?
You would sure think so. Actually, it's about, for a fully loaded one, we're talking, with the backup camera, a little solar panel to charge your 12-volt accessories like your cell phone or something like that inside, Bluetooth navigation, you're still under $34,000.
Really?
Yeah, and that's before the tax incentives.
And what are these tax incentives about, Carl?
Well, here in the state of California, you're going to have a $5,000 tax rebate, and then federally, you have a $7,500 tax credit. So that's a possibility of $12,500 back for California residents.
And is this just 2010, or is it going into 2011?
It's going to go until we run out of money. Now,
last week? No, I'm just kidding.
Right? No, we should throughout 2011, possibly into 2012.
How far back ordered are they, Carl? Because I know you've been you're one of only 2 people in San Diego County that can sell them. Is that right?
Now there's 5 of us.
5, okay.
And just because the demand is so big. Right now, I'm taking orders for cars that should be delivered around March or April.
Oh, well, that's not that bad. And are there still financing terms on these, just like buying any other regular car?
Yeah, and Nissan offers very aggressive financing if you go through their own bank, and you're more than welcome to use your own. And then the leasing's a great deal as well.
Huh, that's amazing, Carl. Because a few years ago, I was worked at a local Toyota dealership, and my goal was to show that the difference between their hybrid and one of their smaller cars, and I just basically said, look, you're gonna spend so much more for this hybrid that it'll take you forever to break even on gas. I mean, seriously, the math on it was something like 7 or 8 years before the premium that you were paying for the hybrid made sense. But with this, there's, what kind of fuel efficiency are you going to be getting on this? It's infinite, right? Because it doesn't use any gas.
That's exactly it. It really doesn't have a miles per gallon. If one way that we look at it, you take some of our competitors, say like a Chevy Volt. where you can go approximately 40 miles without a drop of gas. You take the hybrid, you can get, maybe 700 yards without a drop of gas. We can literally go 100 miles without any fuel. And
is it like a golf cart? Can you drive it fast?
Oh, absolutely. I've actually been in it at 80 miles an hour, and they say it'll do up to 90. And one thing to keep in mind, 100% of its torque is available as soon as you press the gas pedal. 0 RPM, 100% torque availability. And then when you break it down to cost per mile, it's leading the board.
Wow. Well, and Carl, what kind of warranties does this vehicle come with?
That's a great question. The warranties are a little tricky, and we're still working on them a little bit. Now, you're going to have a 3-year, 36,000-mile limited warranty, which is your navigation, your Bluetooth, the backup camera, any bells and whistles that might be inside the car. A 5-year, 60,000-mile powertrain in regards to the transmission components. It doesn't really have a transmission, but it's got a reduction in gear and the cooling parts for that. And then the battery is on its own warranty as well.
It sounds that's fairly similar to most Nissans, right? 3-year 36 and 5-year 60.
That's exactly it. And as I was mentioning, the battery components, those are going to be warranted to 96 months or 100,000 miles, so 8 years.
Yeah, 8 year. I mean, this is. I hate to bring up a competitor, but this is essentially what the hybrid warranty was with Toyota. It was 8 years, 100 on the battery, and 336 and whatever I think it was 560 on the powertrain. It wasn't much different. I mean, so you're essentially getting a standard warranty on a vehicle that I think is revolutionary. It's going to give you unlimited fuel efficiency in a fully loaded model under 34,000. I mean, what would be a basic model?
Well, really, there's only 2 models. You have an SV, which is our base model, which still comes with navigation and Bluetooth. Oh. That one's going to be just under 33,000. It's $32,960, I believe.
Change, okay.
And then the upper model is $33,920.
So, I mean, either way, it's essentially $34,000. How many people can fit in this?
Comfortably, 5 people. I mean, you've met me. I'm 6'2", 350 pounds, and 4 of us would fit very comfortable.
Really? Wow, that's amazing, Carl. What's the best way for somebody to be able to? You said there's a waiting list. I mean, how do you get on this wait list? What's your process in order of getting a Leaf?
It's really a 6-step process. The first step, you have to reserve it. It's a $99 fully refundable deposit. This is just going to show Nissan as a corporation that you're serious. And then based in that order that we're taking reservations, we'll do a home assessment, which is where we figure out exactly how much the charging station is going to cost you and make sure this is still something you want to go with. Average cost for a charging station is $2,200.
$2,200?
Correct. And of that, up to half of it is available back in tax rebates.
In addition to the $5,000 state and $7,500 federal?
That's correct.
Okay.
And then from there, you go into an ordering line. Now, based on first come, first serve from the people they reserve, you get first come, first serve to the right to order. Now, once we order the car, they're 100% built to order. So if you want specific color and options and everything like that, it's your car. And then once the ordering takes place, 2 to 3 months afterwards, you'll receive your car.
So they're literally going to build you your car.
That's exactly it, 100%.
And color-wise, I mean, do you get this full spectrum of colors just like any other car, or?
Yeah, I've got 5 colors, and I cover almost every shade with a black, a white, a silver, a red, and a blue.
Perfect. And are there? You said when they're built to order, are there any specific features that some people would want? I mean, how much of flexibility do you get in terms of design exactly what you want?
Oh, there's probably a dozen or so different options and accessories that you can pick, one of them being the most common, which is the quick charge availability. That is an option that you have to purchase. Not everyone's going to use it, and that is $700 added onto the vehicle's price, but that allows you to do that 30-minute for an 80% charge that I was telling you about earlier.
Well, and speaking of which, Carl, how long would this vehicle take to charge ordinarily? Let's say, I'm driving home, plug it into the charging station. How long before it charges?
Well, there's 3 different chargers. There's a phase 1. That's going to be a quick charge that I just told you about. Phase 2 is what most of us will have in our homes. It goes off kind of like the electrical system for like a washer or a dryer or maybe a stove. That could take you 7 to 8 hours for a full charge. Now, when I say full charge, I mean you have the car towed in with no electricity left in it whatsoever.
Got it.
And then your phase 3 charge is just like a 110, something that maybe your computer or something would plug into. And what that's for is, say you go visit the in-laws or something like that.
Sure.
You drive 40 miles there, you're going to be here a day. That could take 18 to 21 hours to get you a full charge.
Gotcha. All right. Well, Carl, we're just about out of time. Best way to get a hold of you, phone, email, internet?
My email is kkirker@mossy.com, and my phone number is 619-588-0500. Just ask for Carl.
Carl Kirker from Mossy Nissan here in San Diego. Sure appreciate you, and you have happy holidays.
Thank you. You as well, Jesse.
You've been listening to Business Networking Radio right here on WSRadio.com, the worldwide leader in Internet talk.